No, Yoshi's Circuit.
Oh, no! I started last.
Whoever won, like, they would turn it up. There was like a pack in the back, and we were all just like attacking each other.
What me? Not me.
I literally got 1 point in a red shell.
Oh, I thought you guys were playing off the character.
Oh, come on. Damn it, Tommy.
Yeah, we all thought Eli was more.
Each one.
I hate this game. I hate this game. I have not done a red shell. I've been in fourth every single race.
Got 5 for that.
so stressful.
I got 8 out of 4.
Meanwhile,
I literally beat a fourth the first 3 races because I got freaking out of
meanwhile,
item and like oh wait, run the one game. Can't do anything.
yes! In between, I saw the screenshots. I'm like, this is going to lead.
It's so sad when you're like in last and it makes you finish.
Yeah, I know. This game makes you finish it for some reason. I think Mickey knew you
I was
were
gonna get that, but I don't get it.
Let's see, have fun.
Wait, what the fuck?
First place is your next point.
Oh my god. I got second in 2 of them though. Damn. I got second in 2. Thomas grinds it out. I got first.
I was in the lead of the first 2 laps, and at the end of both laps, I got hit with double red shell. I timed double red shell.
I got first place. And then who got third? Yeah, everyone was in second, third, and fourth place with double rank.
I got second place in like 3 races. That's BS. So much. There's so much hate. Meanwhile, Roman's like every day.
Alright, can I get, let's get, Aroma, Thomas 446 pick on that setup. That's our first winner's round. The other winner's round is, Catharsis, Love, and Wega. And then our first loser's round of Kenny and Chrono Spark, LFD, and Snail. We don't have exactly 12, do we? Wait, is it just right? There's 2 moving up. No one saw that.
Oh yeah, one in losers, one in
I tried to plug
So
this
this is
in.
winner.
I genuinely was like, not necessarily.
Oh yeah, so
I'm reading the coordinates, I don't talk
Be like, let's help each other out here. No, there's no collusion.
Collude!
Alright, wait, go here. I
We got
forgot.
an actual Mario
Yeah, I
Kart
forgot
game.
to add it.
That
Thingy.
console was also on change group orders.
Look, Eli. If you're in front of me and I got a red shell,
I got a red loyalty knockoff one that's red.
no, I'm not. No, we're not colluding. No collusion.
I guess I'll do Joy-Cons. Because the real goal is get first place.
Oh, everyone, I don't know if we announced it beforehand,
It's
but
important now at least.
grand final is going to be a best of 6, winner take all.
Yes, there's no reset.
6 courses.
So you don't have to win 2
So,
full Grand
If you
Prix.
want to get 6-0'd by Aroma,
Is it 3-1?
Yeah, because it would take too long. Because we had to do like 8 races in a row. And then there would also be complication of if one person loses,
I'll
one
talk
person
about
wins. Winners like 3 people. But if one
Okay,
person
first
wins,
of all,
losers,
move this up.
people like.
move this guy. Blind as a bat.
What a winner's
No.
finals.
Why are you getting the hand check?
I thought you were going to I was like, are you just...
Dude.
Could be. I gotta go back.
Oh, we gotta go back.
Yes.
I think we should double
Player 4.
So,
Double wide?
there's
people coming up from losing round 8. I already set up this. Why is this more spaghetti than Smash? Why is this worse than Smash?
Yeah, I don't like this.
Everyone to make sure that they have all their things off. They should be
Mid-match.
Game before winners, like Grams played on here.
I don't know if you want
You memorized the weight classes for Switch Fest?
We have both mics working?
Yes, we do.
Alright.
So I figured out last time that one of them was just not plugged in all the way.
Oh,
It was very sad.
we'll do it.
Oh,
But
I got named
It's a big rip.
Alright.
alrighty. So, is it working okay?
I think it should be.
Cool. Yeah, I hear you. Hopefully you hear me.
Hear you just fine.
Sweet. So, I don't know about you, but I don't really know a whole lot about good old Mario Kart Deluxe 8.
I know a little bit more than zero, so
You know what? I watched Eli. Apparently, the best way to grind coins in this game is to go into one of the battle modes, like the jail mode, and then just over and over and over repeat the dragon course. That looks very similar to this.
so I've heard the distribution of coins seems to be fairly player friendly here.
Yeah. Or it's the one that's like a relatively like circular map. It's like the jailer one. So it's a slightly different map. But I just saw Eli grinding for hours and hours on that map so he could unlock the golden glider for this very special fundraiser tournament.
Oh, certainly, that's the work you have to put in. That is our own resident crooked TO becoming a bit less crooked in his ways there.
And I mean, honestly, with that kind of work put in, he might be a potential candidate for prime minister in the future. Of
Maybe.
the entire esports club. But anyways, back to the match. Okay, kind of surprising, but we actually are not seeing Aroma, who is playing the Roy, in first place.
Yeah, not only that, he's in dead last, has a bit of catching up to do. Of course, the items will be helping out here, but Yoshi's amassed a fair lead.
Yes. And we have Thomas with the DK in solid second place. I believe he got second place. Actually, I believe he got third place in the last race, so he'll be trying to make up some of the lost points in this one right here. But he's looking at the map. Looks like Aroma is pretty darn close in third place. Buddy just took some heavy hitting, and DK is solid lead ahead.
Yeah, but with the assistance of that boo, he's going to gain another triple mushrooms. That's crucial in third. It's not going to be enough. Aroma, a bit of a shock here. He finishes in last place.
Yeah, I mean, Aroma was really the heavy favorite coming into this match. Seeded first, and was kind of fallen short. But this is a double elimination bracket, so there is always a potential that he can come back in losers if things don't pan out here.
And I think this is just reaffirming what we already know at Northwestern Smash Club,
capture.
which is just that Yoshi is top tier in every game. No matter the game, Melee, Ultimate, Yoshi, 64, what have you. The guy, he's annoyingly good.
Yeah, you see Yoshi taking some really clean paths here. just really hugging those walls and
No, no, no.
seems like taking the optimal path. I'm not as familiar with the cart that the Yoshi is using. I know that the one that Aroma/Roy is using has very, very good mini turbo, and as such, it's one of like the top tier carts in the game. But I don't know what the stats are on that particular racer. I don't think it has very good mini turbo, actually.
I think it's more of an all-rounder. It has, it excels, of course, in acceleration, and the mini turbo is good, but not, as you could say, top tier. But he does have that going for him. It's not going to be too much of a difficult path. He has these paths and these routes mapped out far in advance, so he knows the courses like the back of his hand. Even without the mini turbo boost to be helping him out there, I think he should be able to just memorize his way to the end.
Yeah, and I think the difference here potentially, the random format for these stages may be helping him out because it seems like his cart has a better anti-grav speed and a better water speed than the carts that Thomas and Aroma are using.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen two courses with significant underwater portions, and of course, especially during that middle third of the entire race where most of the items play is to be had, that can be really the crucial elements of the race.
For sure, and it seems like Aroma/Roy isn't getting as many of those mini turbos and really not utilizing the mini turbo stat as much as he potentially could, and as such, you know, maybe falling a little bit behind. But that's a pretty convincing lead, a pretty convincing win again from Yoshi.
Yeah, I was going to say it was pretty close between Thomas and Aramaz for a while there, but till the end, Thomas just pulled a Donald Trump, swung far to the right, and ultimately is going to crash straight into that wall. Only a couple of turns before the end. Very unfortunate there.
Yeah, but we have a really close score between Thomas and Roma. And the top two from this match are going to be moving on, so really just one is going to drop into losers. And it'll just be interesting to see whether it ends up being Thomas or Roma. But here we have our third race of this set.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. The way that points distributions work in three-player races is that it is 4-2-1, and even with the lead that Thomas has amassed, if Xavier manages to get first place in one of the races, he's already tied at the very least, might even be ahead if Thomas is in last.
Yep, and that might be something that's rather difficult to, you know, come back from. We see Aroma trailing the bomb. This is an interesting strategy. Is he just waiting for some time to optimally drop it, or... Oh, there it goes.
And this is a particular... It's fairly straightforward as courses go. This is a course where you don't benefit too much from off-road stats, but Thomas and Aramaz really, in particular, the two of them, have been making the most of it. You saw Thomas skip an entire turn with no mushrooms.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an interesting route by Thomas there. He went into the grass with the mushroom. Oh, now that was a really good use of the mushroom there. Really just cut out a decent portion of the track. And there he goes again.
That was slick. You could tell, not only that, he has those item boxes coming right up. Even though he was unable to hit the double, you could see that he was already going for that item refresh anyway, and there's no point in saving it.
Yep, and Thomas is able to take the lead there. A bomb exploding both Yoshi and Roy allows Thomas to take that first place spot.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, a first place finish coupled with a last place finish for Xavier, I think would actually eliminate him and send him into losers already. And he just did that. Wow, those three bananas strategically placed. Although the Yoshi is going to take first, so he's not out of it. In fact, it's all tied up.
Tiebreakers, you play one. Just play one. One game between number 9.
This will be an interesting...
race, 1v1.
That's terrifying.
Dude, is there like a sick...
Good job. Moving on.
Wait,
What's your name again, by the way? What's your name again, by the way? What's your name again, by the way? Mike? Oh, John. Yeah, I remember you coming for Smash a couple times. Yeah. Okay. Well, congrats, John. You're in winners finals.
Wait, is it Roma?
That completely picked up, by the way.
That's okay.
All right, so we have a best of one, all to play for here. Sudden death.
Indeed. Now, this is a surprising turn of events. Okay, we definitely thought Aroma would be able to take in things pretty handily.
Oh,
Looks
and
like
here we
Grumble
go.
Volcano.
Yeah, a bit of a controversial random stage selection here. This track is very unfriendly, although it typically tends to get crowded with the likes of 12 racers. Have to see how it plays with just 2.
Yeah, it'll be a pretty close match here. Both of these two, both using karts, I believe with similar statistics. So you'll likely see pretty similar paths, and it's just going to end up being who is able to take and execute those paths cleaner.
Roma's out to an early lead, has a shell and a banana, as opposed to the shell and triple bananas that Thomas is currently possessing.
Yeah, but Romo's narrowly able to avoid those projectiles coming out from DK a little bit earlier. And starting to take a little bit of a lead. You can see from Thomas's screen that he's just barely behind, and that mushroom makes things closer once again.
That's the end of lap 1, and of course on Grumble Volcano the track gets smaller and narrower as these pieces just start falling into the lava. By the end of lap 3, if these racers are slow, we might be seeing the track at half its size.
Indeed. Now, another thing, an interesting thing to note is we see Aroma here with 10 coins while Thomas is only at 8, and I wonder if that's going to end up making the difference. You can see Aroma starting to pull ahead a little bit here as he flies over the portion.
Yeah, that's a very good point. He just picked up his 9th. Oh, he did pick up his 10th coin as well, so these two are at maximum speed as far as the boosts go. Has the mushroom as well. Cuts, in my opinion, the wrong corner. You don't want to put yourself in such a position where you're already drifting to the outside on the penultimate turn.
Yeah, that ended up being a little bit costly there. What could have been a potential comeback moment for Thomas ends up putting him just back right where he was, kind of wasting that mushroom.
And that boomerang, he falls off. That's going to be adding insult to injury here.
Yeah, rather costly mistake there coming out from Thomas, and while Roman just continues to keep pulling ahead, trucking along with these consistently good paths.
Yeah, if you take a look at the minimap with just a third of the final lap left, he's already 2 turns ahead. It would take a miracle for a comeback from Thomas here.
I mean, maybe if you saw a blue shell coming out. The bold strategy coming out for Thomas, but of course it just was not quite enough.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Thomas is going to be knocked into the loser's bracket. Irma's a bit tighter than I think we expected, but he is going to be moving on into winners finals. Congratulations to him.
Yeah. All right, so Xavier ends up in winners finals like we thought he would. Rather close, but he ends up getting there just okay. And Thomas dropping in the losers, but he does still, since it is a double in bracket, end up having another shot at that $25 Target gift card. So we'll see how it ends up panning out. I'm going to chat real quick with Davis to see how our bracket is going. I believe you have to hop in the next match.
I do. Don't go anywhere. A lot of races to be had. We will be right back. It is.
I got wrecked.
Oh.
I got fourth 7 out of 8 times. It's all good. If it's the best.
I mean, I'm already.
Dude, my method of playing got taken out. Like, I need my sideways beat.
I'm already 4 for 4 thus far. So.
These were both. No, these two were ones. Yeah. So those. Oh, okay. So winners of those 2 playoff what's wrong because you got out of winners earlier. The 2 people who just got out of winners.
Wait, what corruption is going on?
Don't worry about it. I'm trying to figure out how to do a bracket of 11 people when there's got to be 3 people in every single match.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Because if it's less than that, then it's just an automatic bye. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Unless you want to just do top 1 from each get those scores from this point.
I guess I'll
So it's either. Oh, do they both work now or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't think you should. You have the handicap
Alright, what is up, guys? I guess we're ready for the winners final between we have Aroma, Catharsis, Love, and I'm not actually sure who the other guy is, but wait, is something going on?
Auto steer was turned on player 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it would seem we have a bit of a what would you call this?
A cheating moment, maybe?
Yeah, there's a big lying cheater here at the Mario Kart tournament. Apparently, player 2 had auto steering turned on.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Also, is this a family friendly stream?
Now when I'm
also
here,
known as Little Bitch mode.
Now when I'm here, motherfuckers, let's get started. This is fucking Mario Kart, bitches.
This is Mario Kart hardcore hard.
Dude,
the
people
game,
are gonna die. We're gonna execute the losers after this.
You guys have heard of an amiibo Iron Man where like you shred the amiibo afterwards? We're doing that. We're doing that, but in real life.
Do the amiibo cockfights? Let's go. Yoshi Circuit.
Yoshi
GCN.
Circuit. Another match. We're just playing this. Here we got the big boys playing, and Yoshi's on the stage. Oh,
that's bullshit. That's cheating. Home field advantage.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's Yoshi plus Dry Bowser, Roy, and Martin, I believe.
We have Morton on the motorcycle. Shout out to Morton.
I have no idea who everyone is, so I guess I'll just be saying in terms of.
Well, I know Roy's gonna be Aroma because he's been playing the same thing over and over again. I think Dry Bowser's Chris G. I don't know who Morton and Yoshi are.
Morton, I think, is Eli, and then so Yoshi is. I'm not even sure who that guy is.
Who?
The fourth guy.
Okay, no one knows his name. I can't hear it. It's John, you guys.
It's John.
It's Yoshi. John is Yoshi. Morton. Shout out to Morton Shapiro,
the
president
legend
of our school.
Of course, legend.
If it was my Switch, we could play as Morton Shapiro because we have that me. But
same with me. I've got it too.
Yeah, but mine's better.
Not.
Talking back to the game a little bit.
Roy is back in the lead.
Yeah, Roy is back in the lead. We have everyone else kind of in a pack behind. Everyone else is close, but Roy's pretty far out there.
He's definitely starting a lead. I mean, Aroma's is the #1 seed. So
is there still a shortcut on this map? I remember the GameCube version.
I saw Chris do it earlier actually. The mushroom one.
No, there was like a tunnel. That just
waterfall tunnel. The waterfall tunnel they used the mushroom for. Yeah.
No, but there's like another tunnel, like literally embedded in the wall somewhere else.
Right there. Watch.
That's not the shortcut I'm talking about.
I don't think there's another one.
There was one in the GameCube, and it would just drop you off into the water, like off the stage.
Was that actually a thing?
I swear to God, it's a thing. And me and my cousins tried to get into it for so long.
I've never heard of that, but if you say so,
it's a real thing. What? Yeah. Alright. There's a shortcut where you go off the side of the tunnel. I could never. Right, no, yeah, I think it actually takes you backwards or something.
Alright, well, okay, by the way, Xavier just won.
Oh, yeah, the race ended.
Dang, that was fast.
We're good at commentary.
Good.
Okay.
Can you, like, turn down, like, my hearing, like, the other person? It's really loud. Y'all are talking loud. Yeah, we're getting heated.
Alright, other friendlies on the setup?
Alright, next up is race 2 on Water Park. I played on this race earlier and I did not get last. No, wait, no, I did get last. That was a different race. I didn't get last. Alright, and let's begin.
Alright, oh, this is a different color Yoshi than we saw last time out from John. Last time he was green Yoshi, but now he's orange.
Oh, the skin counter pick, a classic here in esports.
Of course. Now, what was the result of this last race? I'm curious.
I believe Xavier got first, John got second, then Eli, then Chris, if I recall correctly.
Gotcha.
But it was very, very close, like right up till the end, so I expected it to be another close race.
I see. Alright, well, looks like we have Eli off to a relatively strong lead. If he's able to keep hold of that item and potentially combat any red shells, like, he should be looking okay.
Yeah, right now, the second place just has a mushroom, so he'll be able to keep that one for a good while.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, so we actually saw this same course in the last race, or the last set of races, and something that I think we noted last time was that John's kart, actually, it seems like it has faster water and anti-grav speed than a lot of these other karts. So because of that, on a course like this, it's actually rather advantageous.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, now he's in first, so.
Yeah, we saw him take, cut one of the curves out of the course, which put him pretty nicely ahead of Eli. Able to put a banana, I believe, right in front of him and mess him up. Now Eli's all the way in fourth.
Yeah, John is now in first place. I guess that working out really well for him. That's kind of like an RNG than what courses you get, but I guess if you get the water ones, you're good to go.
And I mean also anti-grav as well, which is a large majority of the courses.
Yeah, true.
There are at least one portion or two portions that have that, unless it's even some of the older courses, they remodeled it so that they have.
John just won. I think Chris is in second, then Xavier, then Eli. Dang, Eli went from first to last. Feels bad.
Rather unfortunate there. So we have
Oh my god!
Orange Yoshi, John in first place, tied with him.
Yo, John is the secret.
Is Xavier,
Yeah, the two.
and then following behind Chris and then Eli.
Yeah, so I guess if it keeps going like this, maybe we'll see another tiebreaker, or because if this is winners finals, is like grand finals? Do 2 people from here go to grand finals as well, or is it just 1?
It'll be 2.
Okay.
2 from winners finals go to grands, and then on the loser side, you'll have 2 as well.
Oh, I see. So then, is there like a grand finals reset? How does that work?
There won't be a reset. We've determined that instead of a reset, we're just going to do grand finals be winner take all. And it'll be best of 6 rather than best of 4 like we're doing here.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
All right, so right now we are on Mario Stadium, I think, or Figure 8 circuit.
Don't believe this is the Figure 8 one. Actually, it does sort of look like a Figure 8. Anywho, we've got Eli off to the strong lead.
Yeah, but if you
Actually,
look at the map, they're all right on each other, aren't they?
Yeah, he's been in first for a little while here, but Eli accidentally throwing maybe not actually quite so accidental, throwing the bomb ahead of him. It looked like a flub technical error, but I think he ended up getting one of the other carts that were behind him. So maybe it was just a big brain play.
Yeah, maybe. Right now still maintaining this lead, but everyone is catching up, and I think, destroyed the red shell with a super horn. That was really nice.
Yeah,
Now
smart usage there.
Now he has a red shell of his own that he could use if anyone were to pass him, so he's in a really good spot.
Yep, Eli surprisingly has been really maintaining this lead. But did I...
Oh,
commentator's
no.
curse.
Commentator's curse feels bad. And now Chris is in the lead, I believe, so... it's so close. It's hard to even tell who will keep it. Another bomb.
Yep, we've got John in first place here as they're closing in on the end of the track. He's got a bomb to protect himself.
Oh, I think he looks like he's going to do it. Yep. And... Wow. Oh! The last second snipe.
That is unfortunate. That is terribly unfortunate.
All right, so anyway, that's going to put John real far in the lead, since Eli, who was tied with him, Xavier, who was tied with him, the last one, is got third.
Yeah, looks like John is pretty poised to earn himself a spot in grand finals. At this point, he definitely earned a point, and he's 4 points ahead of Xavier at the moment, so he's guaranteed first or second. I believe he's actually guaranteed first place.
Is he? Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe there's a scenario where he gets last and a very certain ordering might prevent it, but he's definitely in a very good position right now in any case.
100% for sure.
So, all right now Chris is in the lead. We're on the haunted house level. I don't know what it's called because I'm bad, but...
The Twisted Manor.
Oh, that's true. That's what it's called.
Yeah, so we've got a underwater anti-grav section here.
Oh. So really good for John's car, but he is in last place now, so maybe not. Then again, he's been in last place a lot in the first lap, and then he always finds a way, so I'm not going to count him out just yet.
Potentially what's setting him apart at the moment is his really good usage of the items. If you did see that usage of one of the mushrooms there, he was able to cut through an entire curve and very, kind of optimally go through a portion. And there is another shortcut there coming up from John, just really using those mushrooms effectively.
Yeah, right now it looks like Chris has a pretty solid lead, and the other three are kind of fighting for the second spot. I'm not sure how far he has, but it looks like he's not even on anyone else's like screen, so good for him.
Yeah, he's just been able to really just stay out of a lot of mess of the other players by virtue of him staying ahead.
Yeah, gets hit with the red shell though, but still maintaining this lead.
Yeah, if he's able to get one of those stereos or potentially get one, just anything to mitigate those red shells, then it's likely that you'll see Chris just maintaining a strong, steady lead.
Oh, but gets hit right there, and suddenly he's in last. That's Mario Kart for you.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Wasn't able to get the right item at the right time and just unfortunately took the last place, but is making a comeback, heading all the way back to second with just a matter of a couple mushrooms.
Yeah, right now Aromas is in the lead. He was our #1 seed, so he's looking to make a statement. John is actually in last, so if this ends like this, I think Xavier will be #1, which it looks like it is. So that's very interesting.
Indeed. So we've got Aroma with first place. Let's see what the scores ends up being.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. So we have Aroma, first place, John in second place. Solid showing from him. Both of them going to grands. And we have Eli and Chris dropping to the loser's side. Yeah, many times, as Eli's kind of saying over there, many times Eli was in first, and he got hit by a single item, and just unfortunately dropped into that last place spot like that.
Yeah, Mario Kart's just so volatile. Like, someone gets the right item, and you can go from first to last in a matter of seconds.
Yep. It's difficult to have a high level of consistency, which the reason that I like that we're doing a best of 6 for the grand finals, since we're doing just winner takes all, is because when one has a bad race, goes first to last because you get hit by that one red shell, you don't want that singular race to really negatively impact everything. So 6 races in a row kind of mitigates that a little bit. You're really able to, hopefully, the player who plays consistently the best is going to be the one that ends up the winner. I think we're going to have a close competition in that grand finals between John and Aroma.
Yeah,
I really
sure.
do think so.
And then I don't know if that one just finished.
Yeah, I believe that was one of our losers matches. So I believe we'll have losers. We'll have Thomas. Looks like Jordan. All right, we're waiting on the announcement from the T.O. Davis.
So is this like the losers semis to say?
Yes, this looks like it is going to be loser semis because we do have Eli and Chris on the losers finals.
Yeah, so they'll be playing like the 2 people who make it out of this game, I guess.
Correct.
Donkey Kong about to look like Dead Kong.
Ooh. All right, we got some trash talk coming out of Davis here. See if he can show it in the game.
We shall see.
Wow, Thomas. Throwing some shade at the Pro Controller.
I mean, honestly, my opinion is that the Pro Controller is a lateral move.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good.
I think it's fine. I think the GameCube controller is just as fine, though. But the main difference, big main difference, GameCube controller doesn't drift.
Oh, does it not?
Definitely not. I've had my GameCube controller literally for years. No drifting to speak of at all. Other people's GameCube controllers, like 5, 10 years. No drift whatsoever. You take the Pro Controller, though.
I mean, I've had
For the
GameCube
Switch.
controllers that have. I've had GameCube controllers that have stopped working in the matter of months. So maybe I'm just unlucky like that.
Well, did you have an official GameCube controller from Nintendo, or was it an off?
I think some of them were. I don't know. I had a bunch of them. Maybe some of them were off-brand, but I know at least one of them was official, and it stopped working real soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, Eli, he has 3 Pro Controllers. All 3 of them are drifting. Because he uses them for Smash, so they're heavy usage.
Well, I mean, I use my Pro Controller for everything, and it's still doing just fine, so, I don't know.
I mean, just wait.
But we'll see. I've had my Wiimote for, like, 10-plus years.
Oh,
and
those things, yeah, those stay
they're
strong.
good, too.
Nintendo used to have super high quality hardware,
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened with these Joy-Cons and the Pro Controllers, but they're all starting to drift.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
the
really
Joy-Cons
tragic.
are they're just kind of like too like fragile, you know? Like they're so small and like there's so many like moving parts in there. So it's like yeah.
I was watching a video and someone broke it down, an electrical engineer, and they said it was really just an engineering oversight. That's the main reason that they caused for drift. There's like one connection piece that if it were better manufactured, better designed, then it would eliminate the drifting problem.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Alright, well too bad that isn't the case then. And alright,
Yeah.
So who do we have? I believe Thomas is playing DK, even though an Inkling is in this game, so I guess he didn't change completely. Is Jordan Lemmy? I think he likes Lemmy, right?
Yeah, that seems like a Jordan thing.
And then who else do we have? Kenny, I don't know, and Davis.
Davis is playing Roy, he said. Kenny, I believe, is playing Peach.
Okay. Alright, well I guess that's everyone. So right now, Davis starting off with a pretty solid lead. We are on Cloud Top Cruise, I believe the name of this stage is. And everyone's like basically in the hang gliding section now, so very close.
Oh, we're seeing an advanced strat coming out from Thomas there. It was a really nice executed shortcut without any boost or anything like that, and he was able to cut off some of the track and gain a little bit of an advantage there.
Ooh, right there, Davis just got sniped, and now he just dropped 2 places. Unfortunate for him, but he can definitely bring this around.
Yeah, we've got Thomas in first place here. Let's see if he's able to hold on to it. I mean, like you were saying earlier, Mario Kart is super volatile and is likely that even though Thomas is in first right now, it is likely that he probably won't even end up there. Even though it's going to sad to say.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think he'll like stay in first the entire rest of the race. As for who like wins overall, that's really anyone's. Oh, that's unfortunate from Davis. Failed the shortcut and gets hit by the blue shell on the way. Oof. Oh, Thomas invincibility frame through that blue shell right there.
He did. That was very fortunate timing that he just happened to get hit by the red shell, and in his recovery frames, he was hit by the blue shell, so that he didn't take the explosion. Because that would have been disastrous. It was just about where he was about to be like just recovered from the red shell, and then he'd get hit by the blue shell. That would have been disastrous.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought I was gonna say. Like he just got like item comboed, but no, he didn't. But right now, Jordan is in the lead by a very small margin, and oh, that's very bad. But I guess he got brought to the other side, so not as bad as I thought. And alright, who is in? Is Davis gonna finish off in first? He is. Nice.
Ooh, small pop off there from Davis.
Yeah, that was so close. Alright, so Davis, Kenny, Jordan, Thomas, I believe were the rankings.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, Thomas was in first place, and he was in first place for a little while, but then he ended up in the last place.
Yeah, I saw he hit like a banana on like the ramp off the cloud section. I think that really messed him up.
Yeah, rather unfortunate, but I mean, what can you do? It's Mario Kart.
Yeah, exactly. So now we are in Shy Guy Falls. Another course that I've seen a lot of today. I don't think this is as random as it appears to be, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what kind of algorithm they're using for their randomness.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of this one, the water park, and
Mario Circuit.
Yeah, I think I played on all 3 of those actually. So, but whatever. So Tom is trying to forget about that last game. He's currently in first, doing pretty well for himself. See what he can do with this lead.
And he's sitting at 10 points, so he is at his max top speed.
Yeah, exactly. DK, a heavy character, which means he has, of course, acceleration, but very good speed. So, like, if he can, like, if no one touches him, he can get really far ahead because of the way he is.
Unfortunately, got Jordan falling a little bit behind there in fourth place, but this possibly ends up making a comeback if he gets some mushrooms here, or just has really good execution on his curves. If you're able to take those super tight curves, then you can really make up some lost time. Oh, but here you see Jordan getting that super mushroom, the special from Toad and Toadette from Super Dash or Mario Kart Double Dash.
All right, so Thomas was able to hold off all of Davis's blue shells, but okay, seriously, he was still in recovery at that point. That was like a full second after he got hit by that red shell. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he even started moving forward at that point.
Yeah.
He was rolling along, so.
Okay, but gets hit with that red shell. Kenny is now in first. I haven't seen him in first yet, but doing really well right now. Thomas having a little bit of baby rage, as the Twitchers call it. Not happy about his current placing.
I mean, just super unfortunate. Like 4 red shells in a row. Just brutal.
Yeah, and especially after he was in first place basically the entirety of the first 2 laps. And the fact that he's this far behind now is really unfortunate. And Kenny looks like he's going to be taking this one. He is. And,
wow.
Davis stopped at the last second.
Thomas able to sneak by with second place.
Yeah, that's huge for him. Like, if he hadn't gone that and Davis got the extra point, that would have been a much more hard deficit to get out of. All right, we have some... Can we get Thomas on the commentary so he can explain why he didn't get first?
First place with 2 shell blocking items, and then last lap when that happened. Oh my god! Sorry.
Oh my word. This is the most salt we've ever seen at one of the these events, honestly. Mario Kart brings out the worst in people.
I'm not sure about that, but this is definitely very far up there. I think that Smash Bash 1 might have had a little bit more salt.
Ooh, well that was a little bit of
I mean, there were some things going on behind the scenes, but
What'd you say before that?
We do this every week, so Thomas gets this mad agree.
oh, we have to salt him up before the actual Smash tournaments. We have to make him play Mario Kart first.
He says that this is what makes the game fun, but I don't really know if he's having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I mean, do you think he's having a lot of fun, Becky?
I think like deep down he's having fun, but like just at the moment, a lot of emotions are coming out.
I mean,
So-
$25 on the line.
That's true. We do have this is a pay-to-play tournament with a real prize on the line, so makes sense that he's a little emotional. Anyways, we are on a Mario Kart Rainbow Road Mario Kart 64 Reimagined, one of my personal favorite courses in this game. I think it was a great remaster of the original stage.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's really clean aesthetically. Nailed that style.
Yeah.
And the twists and the curves, they all just look really nice. Very fun course to drive on.
Yeah, it's not as long as it used to be, which is nice. It's a typical 3 lap race as opposed to like the 2 that it was in Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize, but they don't have any courses that are 2 laps in this game.
Yeah, they have a few that are 1, but I don't think they have 2.
Right, but they're broken up into like 3 sections.
Yeah.
So-called. Those ones are actually really cool. I really like the concept on those. The Wario Stadium from Double Dash, I really love that stadium, how it was 2 laps because it was so long. So I really like the kind of mix-up that those give, but I could understand why they'd want to give a more uniform experience.
Yeah, and anyways, that race just ended with Davis getting first again, so he's in a great position.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's going to put him in the lead with Kenny in second place. I'm not sure if it can change regardless of how this last race goes.
So best case scenario is, let's see, I believe it's Davis who's in second place, right?
Yeah.
So Davis gets last, Thomas gets first, and then you have tie, where you do a race of a 1 race finisher.
Yeah, so that's basically
Tiebreaker.
Thomas's win condition. Not too likely, but maybe it'll happen.
Could happen.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's Mario Kart.
True. Anything can happen. Actually, my favorite moment ever from Mario Kart growing up from Mario Kart DS was a moment like just like that, and then it actually happened, and it was pretty hype. That's a story for another time. Anyways, we have Thomas in the lead. Definitely does not want out of this tournament just yet.
You've got a really cool course here. I'm actually not familiar with this one.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that I had to play, and I had no idea what I was doing. It's one of those courses where it's like you have like the two paths. But, like, I don't know which is better. I think they might just be the same overall. Kind of like the new Rainbow Road.
It's very interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Alright, there's a blue shell coming for Thomas. He's not going to be able to avoid this one, but blue shells aren't nearly as bad as they used to be, so he can recover.
Yeah, especially with that bomb blowing up the competitors ahead. Thomas is able to secure that second place spot and is poised to potentially attack Davis, who's in first place at the moment.
Yeah. Davis just finishes his second lap. Thomas close behind. Kenny even closer behind. Trying to snipe Thomas. I think he got him with one of those green shells.
Yep, but there follows in a red shell from Thomas.
Who immediately gets hit with another red shell. And I think Davis kind of like took the opportunity to really get far ahead with both Thomas and Kenny going back to back with those shells, and now he is has an enormous lead if you look at the map.
Yep, and this is the last lap, so a lead like that is really going to be helpful. But there comes in a blue shell.
Yeah, that's if there was anything to slow him down, that was it. But I think it's a little bit too little, too late, as he is going to be finishing right now. Thomas goes for it all and does not get it on that last shortcut, so I believe it will be Davis and Kenny moving on.
Hate to see it happen.
Yeah.
I did it to myself. That third race, that was my fault.
Thomas explaining why he is no longer in this tournament. So Kenny and Davis will be moving on to play Eli and Chris in the losers finals, I believe.
That is correct, yeah. I'm a little bit surprised to see that Thomas didn't move on there, but
that's what happens.
What happens, happens. I think all of our competitors who showed up have a pretty good shot at winning.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess people only showed up if they thought they were going to take that dub, take that money home.
Dang.
What did I tell you?
True, true. Davis backing up his trash talk. Well played.
It's true.
All right, Eli and Chris holding up the bracket over there by playing a different game right now.
Eli and Chris. All right, we've coerced Eli and Christopher.
Yep.
To play the game that they're scheduled to play.
Yeah.
Do you want an interview? With the commentators?
Yeah, it was a rough day. It was a rough day. In both skill and bad luck for one of the races. It was only one of the races. I drove badly for the three.
Well, Thomas will be hosting these fundraising events each month, so you'll have.
I would love to give you more money. I would love to throw away. Can we get a Smash setup on this one?
Yeah, I can bring mine.
You can take my setup. It's in the blue bag.
I'm actually exhausted. This is so stressful.
It is. It's not fun.
It honestly is.
The players complaining that this game that they're playing is not fun.
Oh no, that's no fun.
I think it's just because there's money on the line.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know whose setup that is. Alright, so we're gonna be playing a singing exclusive. Wait, oh no. Okay, there's the Peach. I was gonna say, I thought I saw his only Koopalings, but
So we've got Eli with the inside drifting cloud, not cloud glider. He likes to use the bikes. I think because that's what he's familiar with from the Wii.
Yeah, true.
Can you get the
Have a
cloud?
portfolio of Smash sets.
Yeah, I think each time I get paid, honestly, I'm gonna probably buy another piece of equipment, and eventually, like Smash Bash and Ices will just pay me back eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. Next piece, maybe the Captain Card, maybe.
All right, and we are restarting the first race on Wario Stadium, another stage I've seen a lot on. This is the one stage that I did not get last on, and we seeing some cheating.
Some auto accelerate? Who has the auto accelerate on? Get that shit out of there.
It's whoever's top right. Who's cheating? That Eli? It is Eli. Eli's cheating.
All right, now that we've gotten the cheaters out of here, onto some racing. Wait, is this Waluigi Stadium?
Wario Stadium.
Oh, Wario Stadium.
Yeah, Waluigi Stadium. Last seen in Mario Kart Wii, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, I love that stage. Well, I really just love Double Dash because that was my game growing up.
Yeah, mine was DS/Wii, so those are the ones I like the most. This is from the DS, so I'm a fan of it. It's a lot different now than it was back then, but
probably because of all those anti-grav sections.
Yeah, anti-gravity, water. I guess that's it, really.
Yeah, I can really actually appreciate the anti-grav sections that they've added to all of these org courses. Because it's interesting geometry, but two, it shows that they really took the time to really think about all these courses and what would be great ways to implement the new mechanics into all these new courses. And, my first playthrough, I was like, oh, this is kind of weird, just going all upside down and wonky in all these different places. But really, it does add a lot to just watching the game. It's very visually pleasing, even though it may be a little bit funky at sometimes. And it just makes everything on the screen very interesting to look at.
Yeah, this is definitely the most beautiful game yet. Obviously, it's on HD console, but even so, yeah, there's a lot of detail made into reimagining all these stages, which is something that like DS or Wii didn't really do with their retro tracks. So it's nice.
Yeah. I mean, you hate to see it when a game developer they just takes their old work and then they just plop it into their newer stuff. It feels kind of cheap. That's why especially I appreciate that they gave some love to these older tracks.
Another nice thing about this track, if you didn't know, is at least in Mario Kart DS, this track and Waluigi Pinball use the same music, and I believe I'm hearing it here. So at least they have a banger to listen to while racing. Anyways, we are approaching the very end. It looks like Kenny is going to win. I really wasn't paying attention to that, but yeah, I guess Kenny was in the lead, and then Eli, Chris, and Davis.
Yeah, all right. Congrats to Kenny on that first race. Pretty clean stuff. Had that item in hand to just prevent any red shells, any blue shells from getting the best of him as he was closing out that race.
We've got a real fun stage coming up next, the infamous Yoshi's Valley, aka the pick a track and hope for the best stage.
Yeah, I believe there is a most optimal route. Yep, there's the wooden bridge.
Yeah.
That Eli is taking, and I think that's the most optimal and ends up being the fastest.
Yeah, probably. All these people, I don't think anyone's taken the same path. I'm seeing people all over the place, and maybe they're all just one after another. It's kind of hard to tell on the map. There's the infamous spinning Yoshi egg right there. But all right, so yeah, Eli. I guess they all did take the same path, but Eli's going to be the first to emerge.
I'm holding on to that green shell just to make sure no red shells will bother him in the first place there. Everyone else is pretty close, but Eli has a handy lead.
Yeah, for sure. Chris has the Piranha Plan, which he's going to try and use to catch up. And yeah, I think Eli... Okay, so Chris is actually taking a completely different path this time. I guess figured he... try his luck with something else.
Yeah, oh, we saw Davis got the Super 8. So is trucking along with the star here, but unfortunately still in 4th place. I think the path that one takes really does matter here. You can kind of just hope for the best, but if you're not choosing that right path, then you're not going to do the best in this particular course.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's for the most part just choosing the same path. So, ooh, Davis gets caught on the bridge a little bit.
Yeah, the distinction of Eli's gameplay on this course is that he every time is going on that wooden bridge. I don't think anyone else is going on that wooden bridge.
Yeah, Eli's been able to basically stay in first the entirety of the time. But I think Chris is pretty close behind. So yeah, I think Chris and Kenny took one path, Eli and Davis took the other, and I guess it looks like they were roughly the same amount. Since right now Eli's lead is much smaller. Chris is right behind him, looking to overpass, and he is going to pass him right there. But okay. Chris tries to snipe him with the green shell. Eli retaliates with his red shell, and Eli's going to be taking that first space.
And Kenny and oh wow, Chris sneaking in there for 3rd place. I really thought Davis had 3rd place there, but he ended up in 4th. Wow.
That's rough.
Really snuck in there, like really snuck in there. That was crazy. That was a photo finish.
All right, we got
Look, keys from Chris. All right, this is race number 3, I believe.
Yeah, we got some Sunshine Outbreak. I haven't seen this stage yet. This is probably like the most iconic stage from this game, if I were to say. One of the best.
I'm a pretty big fan of this stage.
Yeah, me too.
Just very interesting design elements. And
yeah, I think it does like kind of like the multiple paths like element really well with like the fact that you can like go in the plane or just like stay on the ground.
yeah, then this is a really cool twisty portion. If you're able to really stick to that inner part of the curve, then you're golden as far as optimal driving goes.
Right now, Eli is maintaining this 1st place lead, as he's been doing with the past few stages.
Ooh, nice shortcut there from Chris, saving a little bit of time, but it wasn't quite enough to get him into 3rd or 2nd place. But here's some mushrooms to do that for him quite nicely, I believe.
Ooh, right there, Eli missed the shortcut. This is a place where Kenny does get the shortcut, so he's going to be able to catch him just a little bit, so does Chris.
That red shell from Chris really coming in and wrecking Kenny's day.
Yeah.
But he's not really too far behind. Is able to sneak into 3rd on the close turn there, and potentially into... Oh no, he stays in 3rd by hitting Davis with that bomb.
Right there. Yeah, I was waiting for Chris to drop that. I thought I was going to throw it behind him to try and hit somebody.
Ooh, Eli trying to use the bomb to explode that red shell, but was not able to do so because of the curvature of the path he was taking. Chris sitting in 2nd place with the speaker, able to mitigate any potential obstacles that come in his way or from behind.
I think he's probably going to want to get rid of that soon, since this is very close to the end, and if he doesn't do something soon, Eli is going to be taking this, and I think it's too late.
Yeah, I don't think there was really much of anything he could have done.
Yeah, I guess not.
I mean, without a mushroom or anything like that, no item boxes left on the course, then wasn't anything to really make up that difference.
Yeah. Alright, so I think Eli at this point is probably guaranteed. There's no way that you can get 6 points ahead in one race, so and then I guess probably it's going to be a hard-fought battle between Kenny and Chris for the 2nd spot.
Mm-hmm.
Also another really good course, one I like a lot. Tic-Tac Clock, also from DS and reimagined to be really cool. Eli starting off in first as he's been doing. Great start for him.
I think Eli really thrives off of being able to take those inside turns with his bike. It's an advantage that the karts really don't have.
Yeah, bikes are definitely, I mean, they're the classic trading off speed for accuracy. So if you can get that accuracy down, you're definitely the better pick overall. But as I said that, right now, okay, never mind, Chris went from first to last in a frame. And Eli's back in first. I think several people just hit the pendulum, the clock pendulum.
You see Chris gliding over that section quite nicely. Approaching Kenny in second, just passes him up. There's a red shell coming for Eli.
Oh, and Chris just fell there. That might be the end of... Okay, well, I just realized that was the second lap, not the third lap.
We got a relatively tight race. I think, yeah, a couple mushrooms or a red shell or two could really make up the difference between these players here.
Yeah, Eli has a pretty sizable lead, but it's not something that can't be overcome. No one has that good of items. I guess Kenny does have a red shell, and Eli just has a coin to defend himself, so I feel like he's probably going to want to use this as soon as possible. As in, like, now. Okay, well, I guess he didn't. Whatever.
I mean, there's nothing you can really do with that speaker besides defend oneself unless you're really right next to the opponent. If they're a good distance ahead, it's really tough to make a move with that particular item. But we see Eli and Kenny moving on. Grand Finals. Now, Grand Finals is going to be a best of 6. It is winner takes all. So it'll be interesting to see who is going to be our victor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have Kenny, Xavier, John, and Eli, our final four. Yeah, best of 6.
So I guess I got 6.
Oh, I did it. I did. I'm not a coward. Top 4, baby.
The only top.
Great job to all of the competitors thus far. We've actually seen a lot of close races. No one really blowing anyone out of the water. First round with Xavier really kind of took the sticks to those other players, really kind of put a clinic on them. But ever since then, ever since John and Xavier started playing, it's really been rather close, and we've seen a lot of close matches. So Xavier and John are both using karts, both using high mini turbo stat boosted karts, but Eli and Kenny both using the bikes, able to take that inside drifting. So it's going to be interesting to see how that balances out.
Yeah. I'd say ideally probably the bikes are like better overall, whereas like those types of karts are better in specific spots.
I think if you're able to maximize your mini turbos, then the karts end up being a little bit better. Because what ends up happening is those mini turbos, the higher stat means that you have that top speed for a longer period of time. And as such, your overall speed is going to be greater with a bigger mini turbo. And if you're smart about your drifting, then you're more or less able to still take those really tight turns when you need to.
Yeah,
Not quite as tight as those bikes, but...
Everyone make sure you have your stuff turned off. Eli.
We gotta switch to a bike?
Who did it? Alright, Moo Meadows, a classic.
Alright, so yeah, we do have the switch to a bike from Aroma.
Yeah. So, yeah, John is the only person using a standard kart.
maybe Aroma is seeing the kind of the meta in these particular matches where having a bike may end up being nicer than, say, like a time trial optimized kart setup.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that's the thing is that it's just random, so you kind of don't want to like plan for any specific course. You want the setup that's best for just like an average course. That being said, alright, so Eli is in the lead right now after just run lap 1.
And I mean, this format is a little bit different than anything that you would probably play in another normal Mario Kart scenario. And as such, it could call for different
Roy and
things.
Mort looks so funny because they're so much wider than the bikes are. They look like they're just going to fall off.
Yeah, they do look really goofy. Them thick boys.
Yeah. Yeah, and ooh, the snipe from Eli is going to snipe Xavier right there. And he gets sniped from someone. Alright, Xavier back in the lead. John a close second. Weaving around those cows.
Yeah, very close second from John. Recognized that Xavier was going to get the double item there, so he goes for the single one in the middle of the road. Ooh, nothing to combat that red shell, and that drops him off in 4th place.
Yeah, right now, I believe, Aroma takes game 1. Oh, and Kenny, who was in 4th for like the first 2.5 laps, is going to be taking that 2nd spot. That being said, doesn't really matter. Or I mean, as far as getting 2nd, it's winner take all at this point. But definitely good to get as high as you can get.
Yeah, in the best of 6 format, definitely adding up those points is going to be very helpful. Obviously, you get the most from those 1st place finishes, but 2nd place is 2nd best.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
if
if you get 3 firsts and 3 seconds, you are guaranteed to win. So there's that.
Oh, we got Eli smashing Xavier with that red shell. Oh, but he gets smashed himself, so and he's in the 4th place.
Yeah, we are on Animal Crossing, the stage that changes seasons. I think that's the whole idea behind it, right? Now we're in the summer.
Yep, do you know if it's random or does it go through the same seasons each time?
I imagine it goes through the same each time. Because it's like it goes like seasonally, like it'll change to like autumn. I guess maybe it starts at a random spot though, I'm not really sure. Anyways, right now, John is in a very optimal position in 1st place with the Super Horn, so he can defend himself against every single item in the game, including the blue shell.
I think Meki, the stage actually just determines what season it's going to be to start off with.
Oh, does it not change?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay,
And it
I
has
don't
not
know.
yet changed.
I know very little about the ones that weren't standard in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, same here. I know the winter one is rather interesting because then you have snowmen that kind of get in the way.
Yeah. Summer seems like it would probably be like the most standard. Like I'd imagine maybe spring has like rain or something. That might be on the track somewhere. I'm not sure what fall would have. Also, John has been in 1st for like the last 2 laps. He's looking very good. Poised to take this 1st place. Coming up on the last turn.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching him for a little while now, and he's just been taking very clean corners. Just
Ooh,
very,
wow.
very clean.
And Xavier sniped 2nd from Kenny at the last second.
That's really good for him because, like we were saying before, 2nd place is the 2nd best, and you want to just add up and get as many of those points as possible. So getting the top 2 spots consistently is going to be what ends up winning you these games.
Yeah, basically you pretty much always want to get either 1st or 2nd, because once you start getting 3rd, that's when things start to get a lot more complex. Alright, we are in Bowser's Castle. One of the better Bowser's Castles over the years, in my opinion. I really like the big stone Bowser and a lot of like cool like anti-gravity sections and stuff like that. Then again, I guess all of like the Bowser's Castles are pretty great, so I'm not really sure which one I think is the best.
definitely all very unique and very sinister with all the lava that's all around them.
Yeah.
Also, it's interesting, these Bowser Castle levels, they're very geometric compared to a lot of the other levels with a lot more smooth and natural kind of curves. And I think a lot of the Bowser's Castles, you get some very hard 90-degree turns.
Yeah, I mean, Bowser's Castle and like Rainbow Road are kind of like the two ones that are like there's a new one in every game, and they're usually like the two hardest, like the last two are the special cup. So yeah, this is when things start getting a little crazy. All right, wait, was that a lightning or was that just like something else? I think I'm seeing things.
Not quite sure.
I think like everyone like boosted at the same time, so it looked like three different people had like a lightning effect on them. Anyways, Eli currently in first. John close behind. Everyone is in like this last section with the rocks, approaching the end of their second lap. I love like Morton's noises when he like does stuff. Is like.
Oh, I really dislike them. They're just very ugly.
Yeah, Morton's a interesting character.
That it is.
I think out of the Koopalings, he's like the all brawn, no brains guy.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just really waiting for Eli to lose this first place spot. He's been holding on for too long.
Yeah, just no one's been able to pass him, and he's approaching the very end of the last lap, so let's see if he can maintain it. But alright, John has triple mushrooms, but is it too little too late? It is, but that's still a solid second, so...
Yep, Xavier in third, and Kenny coming in fourth. We're seeing some really good racing from everyone here. Unfortunately, we got Kenny bringing up the rear in that last place spot, but everyone else is pretty darn close as far as these first place seedings goes.
Yeah, there's been a different person who's gotten first place all three races. I believe it was Xavier, then John, then Eli. So if that were to continue, I believe that Kenny will be getting a first place this time.
We'll see. Now, this is an interesting course. Do you know, does this rain affect the drifting?
I'm not sure. I think that there are like individual puddles that like mess things up, but I think like the typical stage has a standard drift.
Okay. I'm not actually very familiar with this level. It looks kind of new to me.
Yeah, I believe this is from the 3DS version was the first game to have this, and then like it wasn't in standard Mario Kart 8. It was like included as DLC. I will say I was playing him against Xavier earlier, and he said this is one of his favorite stages, like it's pure like skill or something. So we'll see if that carries over. He is currently in first place, or well, fighting for first place. So I guess he can back up those words. Someone just growled. Was that Bowser? Also, this music like Toad's Turnpike music. I didn't know those stages use the same track. Unless it's like a remix or something.
Wow, Eli was able to really just cut out a large portion of the track there of one of the curves by utilizing two mushrooms and inside drifting. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, but Xavier is still a massive lead. I guess he was right when he said this is one of his favorite stages. And Kenny has a bullet bill trying to get himself out of last. Now a star. Yeah, well, this is a huge lead. I don't think anything can take him out of first at this point. And yeah, look at him getting the selfie for the photo finish. I dig it. Alrighty, well, that's going to put Xavier very far in the lead.
And Yoshi's Brawl was in its own category of if you're playing this is a bad stage list.
Yoshi's Brawl's awful. Don't at me.
People who think Yoshi's wrong, that's dangerous.
All right, this is this Hyrule?
I think it looks kind of like it.
Yeah, because the rupees.
Oh, I see them, yeah. And the music.
Yeah, exactly. So I believe Xavier's 3 points ahead of second place, which means that I think if he does nothing but get second, he will be good to go.
Well, first place actually does get 2 more points.
Yeah. So the most first place will get will be 4 more. Oh wait, did I say X? I have no idea what I.
Yeah, you said if he keeps getting second place for these last 2.
Yeah, that would yeah, correct. That would mean that he would. Yeah. So he needs to get at least first once, or I guess first. It's too hard to like come up with individual win conditions, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, John is playing this course really well. Some really clean corners.
Yeah, John has a very solid lead right now.
Seems like he knows this course very, very well. Maybe this is one of his favorite courses.
Yeah, very possible. Yeah, he has a pretty solid lead. Definitely not out of the question that someone could catch up, but he's been playing this very well.
That's interesting. You get the rupee in the item slot too.
Oh yeah, like great touch that like they changed the coins to rupees, and they also changed I think like the piranha plants to Deku Babas.
Oh really? Like the item?
No, like the obstacles. Like they basically have like the piranha plant behavior with their Deku Babas. Like I think it's gonna be coming up, like on the sides.
Interesting. Well, that was just a really clean race overall from John. And Xavier able to keep that second place. Oh, wow. Eli just barely able to sneak through.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to the final race. So I believe Eli and Kenny can no longer win.
Yeah, but it comes down to this. Xavier versus John. Hidden boss John.
Yeah, I think he's the only person who is not a Smash Club person. Unless he is, and I just don't know who he is yet.
He comes every once in a while, just smash them. Here and there. Now.
Right. So we're on Cheap Cheap Beach. And yeah, this is basically, I think whoever does better on this specific race between Xavier and John will be the winner, right? Since they're literally 1 spot difference. And I don't think anyone else could potentially get first. So even if it's like they both get like 3rd and 4th respectively, it'll be whoever does better between the 2 of them. Which right now is John by a pretty hefty margin. Xavier actually in last place. Not really where he wants to be.
Yeah, I was actually watching John there, and he took an interesting strategy. He dropped to 4th place for a little bit there, but then he just ended up going straight through all of the water sections, and just ended up somehow avoiding the other players and hopping right into 2nd place, and now into 1st.
Yeah. So what would be interesting is if John beats Xavier by 1 spot, but like it's not 1st and 2nd, then there'd be a tie, correct?
There would be, and they'd have to go 1v1 match.
Yeah, which I feel like that would be classic NU esports. To have that happen, we'd have to extend the tournament even longer.
Yeah, it really is.
We have a history of having bracket resets going to Game 5 after Grand Finals going to Game 5, and whatever.
Yeah, but we've got Xavier in last place here and John in 1st. John's really been holding on to that 1st place spot for a while.
Yeah, John's been playing extremely well this race. He's basically been 1st the entirety of the time. Xavier's going to have to do something big if he wants to catch him. And, okay. Oh, that's so bad for him. Do you see that? He got hit by a Cheap Cheap, which changed his trajectory, knocking him into the deep water, and then Lakitu had to get him. In the meantime, John is basically has won this, and yep, There it is. And it's over.
Wow.
Well, that was the
There
last
it is.
race. Dang.
Rough. But John was playing that very, very well, and it would have been tough to take first place from him either way.
So John's gonna be our winner. Dang.
Yeah, but with or
Rough
without that Cheap Sheep, I think John still would have been our winner based on that last course. He was just playing impeccable.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, congratulations to John as our winner for the first Mario Kart monthly tournament, taking home $25 Target gift card. We thought Xavier was going to be our man taking this home, but we have Hidden Boss John with the victory.
Yeah.
Now, we will be coming back again next month, so that'll be another chance for Xavier and Thomas to, you know, try and take a victory for themselves. But Thomas got eliminated early. We thought he was going to be a strong contender potentially for showing up in the grand finals, but
Everyone just getting quiet.
I'm glad the true storyline of this tournament is me cold.
Yeah, feels bad. Thomas, why don't you play Inkling? I thought it was the top tier. Alright, well, I guess that's going to be it for this. I'm Ben Louder Monkey Boy. Thanks for watching the tournament. More on the way.
yep, it's been fun doing comm, and we'll see you guys on Monday for the monthly or the weekly. We'll see you then. Bye.